if everyone else can turn on their screens, and then if we'll go out to the website and download, let me show you. Go ahead and download the final project. Let's see, if you go down to assignments, I think I need to move it to this week's module. But down at final project.
Oh, there it is. I went in looking for it today and I couldn't find it because it's at the bottom.
So I'll just read this to everyone, and then I'm going to walk us through, because the video is still compiling, but and we'll get all we'll be working on this week is this project. So as I say, normally I have students come up with their own project because then it's normally better. You come up with your own project, you bring your own data, you do it. Because we're sort of in this compressed timeline, I've created sort of a prepackaged project, which is actually a project students did last semester. So I had one of the students was an artist. Actually, I think it was his roommate was an artist. And so he puts music out on Spotify. And so how has Spotify changed music? And we'll walk through some of these videos, but there are several hypotheses. I've mentioned this before in class. The two we're going to test here is that songs have gotten shorter over time, and then we're going to look at, does that shortening correlate with the rise in Spotify subscribers? And then there's this argument that artists have added more songs per album, and particularly since, there used to be a physical limit how many songs you could get on a CD, but nobody buys CDs anymore. So what's an album anyway? And what ends up happening is for Spotify, it's all about, or for artists, it's all about getting on Spotify playlists. And so that means I want to have a whole bunch of different songs from my album somebody could add, or they add the entire album. It also means they create more versions of the song, so that there's one that can go on your study music playlist. There's one that can go on the acoustic playlist. There's one that can go on the dance. So they want different versions. So if you download this Word document and then the data, the Word document here mainly has links to articles explaining how Spotify is changing music. I mean, you can Google these too. These are ones that I found helpful. And then these are a couple songs that mention 3 ways that Spotify has changed music and that we are specifically going to be testing. The only one we're not going to be testing are there more versions of the same song, because then we have to, that's more complicated. And in this paper, we don't have time. And then what you're going to turn in is a spreadsheet. So we're going to be doing some t-tests and regressions to test whether songs have been getting shorter and artists have added more songs per album. So the number of songs in an album has been increasing. Those are the 2 hypotheses we're testing. And then you're going to turn in at the end, so the spreadsheet, and then I say 6 to 8 slides. So here's the actual slides you're going to turn in. There's going to be 1 slide, and this is in the Word document as well. Let's go down here to the end. So you're going to do an overview slide. So you're going to write this as if I didn't know this was your project, and that you're turning in to me as if I don't know. Okay. So what that means is that so slide 1 is going to say, increasingly people have gotten music from streaming. Over time, Spotify has become this dominant streaming platform, and hence people have argued. Was there a question? Hence, people have argued that Spotify, if Spotify gives people new incentives, do they respond to those incentives? This one and this one might be combined, but you're going to say, we're going to test these 2 hypotheses. Songs are getting shorter and albums are getting more songs. I'm going to leave it to you. You're going to have to skim those articles or search for it to see what are the reasons that might be happening. What are the reasons that these articles give that say how it's changing that, songs are getting shorter, for example. Then you're going to say, do this as if you collected the data. I'm giving you the data, but I downloaded Spotify usage, Spotify statistics, like number of subscribers over time. And then for each year, what they did was they downloaded the top 30 songs for each year. So the songs and then the length of the song. And then we have another tab that's going to give you the top 30 albums per year and the number of songs on each of those albums. Okay. Then you're going to go to your next slide. So let's see. This one and this one might be combined. Or you could, the reason I say 6 to 8, I think I've mentioned here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It could be 9 slides. Like, I'm not particularly wedded to it. I'm just saying you don't have to write a paper. These are slides with bullets. And so then you're going to give me an overview of the data. Take a drink of water. The descriptive statistics and scatter plots. So you'll give me a sense of, like, a chart that shows average song length over a year. Then you're going to say, this is what the next one will be the statistical test. You're going to do some t-tests and regression. We're going to do that today and tomorrow. And then here's what we found. Songs did get shorter and an interpretation of the coefficients, and albums did get longer, an interpretation of the coefficients. I have made it do this, so I think technically everything's supposed to be in Thursday night. Since I'm getting this to you so late, I'll do till Friday night. But I think this is probably, I don't know, 3 hours worth of work, hopefully. And part of that we're going to do in class today. Okay? Questions on this? Okay, so if we go back to, if you click this link of websites, it should bring you to this one tab page. This is that Chrome extension. And I wouldn't don't left click on it, but if you right click on any of these, you can just open them up in a new link. And let's go to this one that's on the QZ, and this one on Medium that says music is getting shorter. And this one by Dan Koff, so this one on Quartz, is explaining how music has been getting shorter over time. He talks about it in his tests, yada, yada, yada. He does a bunch of charts. He's arguing it's because attention spans are getting shorter. I'm not sure I buy that. But you can read these articles. But one of the interesting things, are you guys able to see this average song length by year? This is on the Vox. Are you able to see on mine?
Yeah.
So you'll notice back here, this is length in seconds, that songs early on were actually shorter, and a lot of that had to do with how long, it was actually a physical constraint on how the length of time you could put on a record, like the actual records. And then they started getting longer and longer as that wasn't an issue anymore. And the part we're testing is this part of the line over here, sort of 2000 and later, where you see it does look like they're getting shorter. But if we zoom out to, back to the 50s, that trend may or may not hold up, but that's not the part we're focusing on. So you can read any of these, or you can search for them. Okay, so now let's go to the project data. open the spreadsheet.
Hey, Professor Benson, where's the all this, the link for all this?
It's if you go to, I need to move it out to modules, but if you go to assignments,
Okay.
and then down at the very bottom, it is says final project.
Okay, great. Thank you.
In fact, I'll add it down here. It's supposed to be also right here. Okay. Okay, go to this one that says song lengths.
Sorry, where is that?
Let's look at where it is on yours. There's a, are you looking for where in the spreadsheet or where is the spreadsheet?
Yeah, where's the spreadsheet? Because I don't see that when I pull it up.
When you pull up final project?
Well, just the Excel.
So it's the one that says data set.
Okay, because yeah, I did that and it's not pulling up the right one, I guess.
Hold on. Am I sharing my screen?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so if you download, doesn't it look like this?
Let me try again because mine didn't come up right.
Okay, well, while Summer's doing that, why don't we notice here, if you go to view, we'll go ahead and turn the grid lines off for a second. I forgot to add an underline. So if you'll highlight rows A through columns A through C, and then go ahead and in this drop down, put the bottom border, and then do columns E through I, and K through O. I'll give it a little bit of a bigger width here. All right. Emma, are you with us?
Yep.
Were you able to download and get it open?
Yeah.
Okay. Cody, how about you?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So if you go to this worksheet called song lengths, so we're going to have to do some data manipulation, but just if you're feeling bad, don't, because somebody else had to go download all these songs and their song lengths, and I didn't make you guys do that. So the descriptive statistics are going to be, I'll go ahead and show on mine. I've got it on this tab called Spotify subscribers. And you'll notice here, we're going to create these in a second, but that on these charts, it does look like the song length has indeed gone down. And it does seem to be correlated with the rise in Spotify subscribers. Now, if we wanted to do this for real, instead of just doing Spotify, I might do all digital subscriptions. And since this is the length of song in seconds, you know, the average song in 2000 was 254.9 seconds, which is about 4 minutes and 10 seconds. And in 2019, so in 2018, it was 207 seconds, which is 3 minutes and 27 seconds. And then in 2019, that was 3 minutes and 18 seconds. So it does indeed look like they are decreasing. We just now have to test if they are statistically significant. So what I want you to do is create a new sheet, and we're going to call it DS-song lengths or something like that. The DS stands for data sheet. We're not going to worry about this column E, which says years since 2016. I'm just going to go ahead and create a new one so that I can do it with you. I'm going to call it DS. So let's go ahead and we're going to take the song. Actually, let's do this. We'll just worry about this part right now. So I've got year, song title, length of song, and length of song in seconds. Let's just start with that. We'll bring over the Spotify subscribers in a second. And I think a shortcut we can use, let's just try this. If I call that 2011 and 2012, I think if I select these and then drag to the right, it's going to treat them like a list and sort of fill it out. Change that to Calibri. Okay. Jimmy, where do you stand? Have you been able to create these headers?
Yeah, I was about to ask, do you want me to add the colors to the cells?
Well, they don't have to match my colors, but I would do something to mark the header row as different from the others.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Josh, where are you at?
I'm good. I'm right with you.
Okay. How about Drake?
Yeah, I'm good.
What's that?
I'm following along.
Okay. Hunter, where are you at?
I'm also there with you too.
Okay, perfect. All right. So now all we need to do is for these song links is just take, we'll go ahead and do 2019 and then 2018 and 2017. Let's do 3 of these. Lil Nas X. Did he decide to leave music or is he still doing it?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Before we bring this over, let's make sure you're going to put in, let me just show you what I did there. We don't need this number by this, this was the #1 song. So for all 30 of these songs, if I select this whole thing and then type in 2019 like this, and then on a PC, it's Control Enter. It might be Command Enter on a Mac. I can just, or if you just want to center that year, that way you can read the year and the song. So that way when we go here for song links for 2018, is this centered? Is that why? So for these, I'm just going to go 2018, Control Enter. Post Malone has 2 in a row here. And then let's go ahead and we'll do 2017. And once we finished all that, I would, we'll make sure that they're all in the same format so that it doesn't look so weird. Oh, it looks like, we're not going to need artist in the end, but we need to change. So column D says we need to change it so that column D is the length of song and column E is a value we're going to calculate the length of song in seconds. Okay, so so Emma, let me know when you're at this point. So you've got 2019 through 2017. And we need to calculate the length of song in seconds. So Emma, where are you at? And then Cody Matson, where are you at?
Oh, I'm just gonna answer. I was fixing it because you know how you noticed that the artist was in the wrong column and
Yeah.
like all that. I'm just fixing how it looks. That's all.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Hey,
so
how do I get rid of this black line underneath the length of song?
So you're going to select them. There's a couple ways you can do it. You're going to select them. You can right click and say format cells.
Okay.
And then go to border. And you can either double click on that line or this guy. Like this toggles it on and off.
Okay.
Okay, Emma, where are you at?
I'm just copying over the songs and their times and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm like a little behind, but like I'm like following along.
Yeah. Well, we'll just wait a second while I figure out where everybody else is at. Kento, where are you at? And Dale?
I'm following you.
Okay, and Regina?
I'm good. Mine looks like yours.
Okay, so once this is here, this is a tricky one. I was trying to figure out the best way to explain this. If you click in the length of song, you'll notice for Excel, it's actually treating this as 2:37 a.m. And in its background, if I copy this over here to column S, this 237, I'm gonna make this a little bigger so you guys can see it. Actually change that to be like, let's change it to 06. So is that 6 a.m.? So what Excel is actually doing is it's converting that into a fraction of a 24-hour day. So I think the thing that will be sitting there is actually a 0.25 because 6 a.m. is a quarter of a way through a 24-hour day. So if I go ahead and right click on it and say format cell, and I think if I put down as a number or general, it's actually calling that 0.25. Does everybody see that?
Yeah.
And if I called it noon, like 12 p.m., and then if I formatted it as a cell, it's actually calling that 0.5 because that's halfway through a day. Okay, that's one thing you have to understand. So this is actually a fraction. It's a fraction over 24. Okay. The other thing you'll notice is if I say is equal to 24 times 60, so there's 60 minutes in an hour times 24 hours, that there are 1,440 minutes in a day. So the little trick, I can put a link to the website on how to on why this works because it's initially a little counterintuitive. But in column E, if you say equals column D times 1,440, and then we need to format that cell to a number. Then what we've done is convert 2 minutes and 37 seconds to 157 seconds. And
Can
if
you do
you,
that again?
yeah, I'm just multiplying D4 times 1440. And then I'm right clicking on it and saying format cell, and I'm formatting it as a number instead of a time.
I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Summer, where are you at?
She texted me. She had to go, so I'm just gonna catch her up after class.
Oh, okay. How about you then, Emma?
So I messed up my thing and I put my length of song in the wrong spot. So hang on. Give me a second.
Mike wants to know if you're gonna post this video later since he's at work right now.
Yeah, of course. I'm recording this, so we're going to post it. Okay. Drake, are you with us? Where are you at?
I'm where you're at.
Okay, perfect. All right, we'll just make sure that this is wrapped all the way around. Okay. I just want to make sure Emma catches up. We will bring over the Spotify subscribers once we get all the songs down. But the next thing we're going to do, we could do this with if statements like we did last time, or we can do it with, we can just do it manually. But what we have to do is create I'll show you what this is just going to end up looking like. Oh, that's yours. Essentially, remember last time we were creating with the WD-40 versus liquid wrench, we created a 1-0 variable. We're doing the same thing now for years. And so like for once we got done, I sorted this so that 2000 is at the top and 2019 is down at the bottom. But essentially, we just want a 1 if year is equal to 2019 and a 0 otherwise. And then for the 2018 ones, we're going to do 1. And we can just do this manually. We could also do it with an if statement. Let's see, Emma.
Yeah, so I got lost on how to find the length of song in seconds. So you do essentially equals to the length of song, and then you times it by
1440.
Okay, and then you go and you put it in number format.
Yep.
So I think I got a different number than you.
So format
Oh,
cells.
because I have a different song.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha.
All right. So now the easiest way to do this is just to say, well, let's see. Let's just go put a line at the bottom here between 2019 and 2018 just to mark it. And then I'll do the same thing here on between 2018 and 2017. And so we could just select that whole thing, hit 1, and then Control Enter, and it'll enter a 1 for all of them. And then I could pick all the other years and hit 0 and Control Enter, and it'll fill a 0 for all of them. And then same thing. So this one is going to be 0 for 2019, a 1 for 2018, and a 0. Is it Command Enter on a Mac?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a little marker right here. Again, this isn't the, we could do this with an if function. I'm just going to show you while you're doing that. So again, that's going to seem a little bit it's a little bit more busy work than I would like, although what I am just sharing on the screen right now is these are 2 different surveys, but this top one, they ask different data people how much of your time is devoted to gathering data, cleaning data, visualizing, and so on. And it turns out on this one, on this first one, only about 10 to 15% was spent finding insights and communicating with stakeholders, and what is that, 53.5% were spent either gathering, cleaning, and visualizing the data, which is what we're doing right now. And then this bottom survey says data preparation accounts for about 80% of the work of data scientists. So this is the 80% of the work. And I just had somebody else, collect the data for you, so you don't have to. Okay. So does everyone have now a bunch of years that are filled with 0s and 1s?
Yes.
Okay.
Did we manually put that in, or did?
I just did it manually. So you could either do it as a data and a filter, and then just say years equal to, like for 2019, this should be 1 and all the others should be 0. Or all I did was do, oops. Like if I delete out the 2017 ones right here, I just said, okay, well, 2018 and 2019 are going to be 0. So that's 0, Control Enter. 2017 is going to be 1, Control Enter. And then everything else to the left of it is going to be 0, Control Enter.
So we'll do this for like the rest of the years. Like you're just kind of showing us how to compile it for the first
Correct. That's
one.
exactly right.
We'll go through and do the rest of the years on the sheet.
That's right.
Okay.
You'll do the same thing for the top 50 albums. But there, all we care about are the songs per album.
Okay.
Now, once we've done this, we can create a summary sheet that gives us the mean length of song per year. And we could actually chart it as well. Do people see that? So you've got, year is going to be on the x-axis, and then length of song is going to be on the, in seconds, is going to be on the y-axis. And we've just done 2017, 2018, and 2019. So we'll just have these last 3 years, but you can do that. Okay, let's see. Cody, where are you at?
Yeah.
And Emma, where are you at?
I just got all the ones and zeros done.
Perfect. Okay, how about you, Emma?
Yeah, I just got the ones and zeros done.
Okay, perfect. So once we got all of these done, I would name these ranges. Like I named song length in seconds. And I also named year. I might have to change that to year song length, because that's what I use to create this. So what I'm doing average if, and so if year is equal to 2011, bring back the song length in seconds, or take the average of that. And so, we haven't done it yet, but the average song length is going to be 234.5 seconds. So let's go check right now. You should get the average for 2019 is 192.5. So if we go to our data sheet, and let's go up to 2019. And if I select all these seconds, and if you'll look down at the sort of the status bar down here in the bottom right of your spreadsheet, it'll say I've selected 30 cells. That's the count. If it added them all up, that's 5,776. We don't care about that. But the average it's giving there is 193, which is like 192.6. Does everybody get that?
What were the ranges that you renamed?
Well, we don't want to name it yet, though. But column E is going to be called length of song.
Okay. But not yet.
And then, well, because we need to put all the sheets in a row. And then the column A that has the year, I just called years.
Okay.
But can everyone just double check? Go select these 30 songs for 2019. You can take the average of them, or Excel just does it for you down in this bottom right corner where I'm sort of circling.
So you said we should get like 193 on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for the next one, we should get, for 2018, you should get 208.
Mm-hmm.
Are we putting these in on a different sheet? Or are we just checking them right now?
We're just checking it right now. That way, when you actually go to do this, you should get, I mean, the 208 is actually 207.9, and this is 192.5. Because when I say on one of your slides, you're going to give me the descriptive statistics, it'll be a table like this and some charts like this. Okay. And then let's go ahead and we can go ahead and finish this out if you'd like, but can I show you how to do the regression and t-test?
Yeah.
So to do the regression, we'll go back to our data sheet. And we've only got 3 years of data. So let's make 2017 our omitted year. So we're going to see how does the length of song in 2018 and 2019 compare to 2017. So when we go up to data analysis, and do regression, so data analysis, and then go down to regression, the Y range is going to be, we're going to do length of song in seconds. So I just control shift down to get down, let's see, on mine it goes down to row 93. And then we're gonna do, on mine it's columns P and Q. It's just that year 2018 and 2019. So we're gonna include the labels and then send it to a new sheet.
Sorry, did you just do 1 year or did you go?
So I did columns P and Q for the X range. P3 to Q93. And then when I hit OK, so I'm going to call that coefficient, and I'll call this SE.
Is your Y range?
The Y range is column E. So I've got E3 to E93. And then I'm going to convert this to, I'm just formatting the cells here as a number, and I'll put that. And then the t-stat I can do to sort of 3 decimal places, and the p-value to 4 decimal places probably. So this first, the intercept here, and I'm just going to type this, intercept means average song in 2017, because that's our omitted category. Is 228.4 seconds long. Songs in 2018 are 20.5 seconds shorter. And is that difference statistically significant?
Yes,
Okay, how do you know?
because it's less than 0.05.
Okay, so the p-value is less than 0.05. It's less than 0.05 in both cases. This is statistically significant. Okay. And then I could change this for 2019. How much shorter are songs than 2019?
Uh, 35 seconds.
Yep.
0.86 seconds. So like 36 seconds.
Yep. 35.96 shorter, and they're even statistically significant at the 0.01 level. Like that difference is really statistically significant. Okay. So this is sort of giving us some evidence that our hypothesis that songs are getting shorter over time. Now this is just comparing, the last 2 years, 2018 and 2019 to 2017. But that one is starting to look that way, right? So let's see. We can double check this 228.4 if we go back to our data sheet and look at songs in 2017. And the average, if this were, let's see, if I just added a decimal place so that down here at the bottom right, my little quick summary says that my average is 228.4 for 2017. Okay, and if I wanted to do a 2-sample t-test between 2017 and 2018, the easiest way to do it would be to do, so we'll go to data. data analysis and go down to 2-sample t-test. And I'm going to have you do assuming equal variances for now, even though they don't have equal variances. But if we say assume equal variance, and if I select this length of songs for the years 2017, let's see, I need that to go down to E93. And then for variable 2 range, let's do 2018. And I don't have labels, I just have those 2 sets of numbers. Does everyone have this? Is that to this point? 2-sample t-test, assuming equal variance. And on mine, the range, let's see. Range 2 is E34 to E63. And then range 1 is E64 to E93. And when I hit OK, I'm just actually going to copy that over here. Okay, and so you should get the t-stat here is this 2.16, and that it is statistically, this number is going to differ slightly from this one. If I did it with just comparing 2 years, these would be exactly the same. But and it's giving us the exact same, so this is 2017 and this is 2018. Okay. And I think here in the README, I say you're going to do t-test for 2005 versus, oh, let's change this. You don't have 2010, it's 2011. I'm here on the README. But let's look. I'll go ahead and delete this one. Okay, did everyone get this? You've got both the regression output and this 2-sample t-test. Reggie, where are you at?
Yep.
Jimmy?
Yep.
Okay. BJ?
Got it.
Okay. Let's do, I'm going to continue, like what we'll do next is let's continue building out this song length data sheet, but I want to pause and take questions before we go on. I mean, does this all seem doable? If a little bit annoying?
The question I have is, are we able to put in that many variables into all the regressions and the 2-sample t-test?
Well, we're only going to do t-test. T-test, you can only compare 2 groups at a time.
Okay. That's, yeah. But I guess my question is, are we going to do it for?
We're going to do, let's see, how many can we do? We've got 1, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll have 10 right-hand side variables at most, and Excel can handle up to 16. So yes, we'll be good.
So Professor Benson, on my regression chart, I have different numbers than you do on the coefficient.
You have different numbers here?
Yeah, like I have minus 21, or so the intercept is the same, but my year for 2018 and my year for 2019 is off a little bit.
How many observations up here on row 8? How many observations does it say?
90. So that column is all the same. The coefficients and the standard error is slightly different.
Go ahead and share your screen. I'll go ahead and stop sharing.
Okay.
I'm assuming you should be getting exactly the same. So go ahead and share your screen. For the rest of you, while we're waiting, go ahead and be pasting in the rest of the years on the song lengths, and then we need to calculate the song lengths.
Is that sharing or no?
Yep.
Okay. So then if I go back.
Yeah. So go to DS song length.
So it's got column E. And then this one's year 2018 and year 2019. Down to the bottom. So I don't know if I mean, could I have a typo in here somewhere?
Yeah, let's do, can you select on the songs for year 2018 and see what the average is?
Yep.
So not that one, the one to the right of it on column E.
Oh, it's not showing because I got this regression thing. 207.9, and I think you had 208, so that should be the same.
Yeah, what did I get? Okay, and then do the same thing for 2019. 192.5. And what do I get? That should be right.
Oh, look, I got a 0 right here.
Ah,
See.
that'll do it. Phew. Otherwise, I was gonna say, what did everybody else get? And well, you know, I can come back and help you. Boom.
Oh man. Okay, sorry.
Well, that's why we're doing it now. Good. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go ahead and finish this one off because I'll work on the album one tomorrow. But let's go ahead and finish off. So let's bring over 2016, 2015, all the way down. Uptown Funk. Was that 2015 really? Seems like more recent than that. It's like a trip down memory lane.
It does make you think how fast time goes when you look at some of these titles, and they seem a lot more recent than what
Yeah,
it's
you're
showing.
like, ah. So I'm gonna these breakup line or marker lines don't matter, but it does kind of sometimes make things a little bit easier. So let's see, that's 20. Oops. I don't know, there might be an easier way. I was trying to think if there would be an easier way to sort of fill these. And I guess I could do them with an if. All right, 3 more years. We can do this. Okay, where are people at? And how much time do we have? Can we do one more thing?
Yeah, I'm done with mine. I'm good.
Okay, Emma, where are you at?
Yeah, I'm there. I had done it all earlier.
Oh, had you? Okay, perfect. All right, good. Drake, Cody?
I'm good.
Cody, where are you at?
I did the thumbs up emoji. I'm good.
Oh, perfect. Now I see it. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and bring over the Spotify subscribers. Also, I would just make sure you double check that these last two, you've got 2005 and 2000, so they're not, it goes from 2011 and then down to 2005 into 2000. But to do the VLOOKUP, I mean, we could paste these over one by one for each year, but let's just go ahead and let Excel do that for us. So if we go here to Spotify subscribers, I might actually move it here next to the data sheet for now. If we select, we're not actually going to end up using column B here, but if we select, I'm not going to include the header. I don't know that it would matter, but if we select this, so I've got the years on the left, and then in column C are the Spotify subscribers, and I'll just call this Spotify. And hit enter. And now we can use a VLOOKUP and match on the year. So for 2019, what we should be bringing back is that it had 124 million subscribers. These are the paid subscribers. This doesn't include people using it with unpaid subscription, the ad-driven subscriptions. But if you say equal VLOOKUP.
Wait, did you just named the table, right? And the other.
Correct. I just named it Spotify. And it's essentially like 10 rows long. 11, I guess. So we say VLOOKUP. And what we're looking up is this year. And where are we looking it up? It's in Spotify. And then the row we want to bring back is 3, because the first row is where the year was going to be. The second one was that like year since 2000 or 2005. And then the third one is the actual subscribers. So that's what we want it to bring back. And we want to say false. It's an exact match. So it should bring back 124 million subscribers. Does everyone have 124? And then you should just double click that and then it should come all the way. So 96 in 2018, 71 million in 2017. Does anyone need to see that again? VLOOKUP is like one of my most used formula. It's like one of the most useful formulas in Excel. Does everyone have that?
Yeah.
How many were in 2000? I don't know if I did it right. Nope, I didn't do it right.
Should be 0.
Yeah, the first 2 years should be 0 because Spotify didn't start until 2011.
Okay.
I think it actually I think it was actually founded in 2006 or 8, but yeah.
So like 2011 is where I'll see a number, whereas
2.5.
2005 all the way up 0. Okay. Okay, cool. We're good.
All right. At this point, I would name these ranges. So I would name length of song in seconds without the header. and I would name, like I'm going to start with this one for year. So I'm going to start without the header, and I'm going to do Control Shift down arrow. And I'm going to call that years 2 just because I've already got years, but you would just call it years. What did I call this other one? Song length second. So this one, call song length or length of song. And then I'm going to call this one we're going to end up needing it. We might, let's just call this Spotify subbed. Spotify subscribers. How are we at? All right, 11:30. I'm going to go ahead and stop there for today unless people have further questions on it.
Are you gonna add in the ones and zeros for the New Year's? Like that, we're all gonna just do that on our own. Did you already do that?
Yeah.
Oh, how'd you do that so quick?
So I was just doing it while we were all there. I'll just show you when we go down to one of these bottom ones. The easiest way, Cody, is I'll just go ahead and delete this. So in this one, 2000 is going to be 1. So if I go down and select all the, are you on a PC or a Mac, Cody?
I'm on a PC.
So if I select all those and I put a 1, click 1,
Mm-hmm.
and if I hit Control Enter, it fills all of them in.
Okay.
And then everything else here, I'm going to hit 0 and hit Control Enter.
Oh, so it's Control Enter for both. Okay. All right. Yeah, I could get that done in like 10 seconds now.
Yeah. So
I would do the type in 1, drag it all the way down, type in 0, drag it all the way down.
And that's not, I mean, you know, back in the old days, like the reason, you know why they call this cut and paste or is, and up here they used to have a scissors, was because before computers, when you needed to cut and paste stuff in a paper, what your parents did was literally they would cut out and they would paste it in a new spot, right? And so you're like, oh, really? This is a lot easier. So anyway, yeah. So Control Enter, I mean, you could do it. It'll take you a few minutes, but yeah, you could just make sure, you know, 2011, that the 2011s are 1s. Let's see. Mike McConnell has a question. Chapter 9 and Chapter 10 practice tests are not available. Let me just go ahead and double check. It's not going to matter because if you've already submitted the Chapter 9 and Chapter 10 quizzes, it's not a big deal. I have those mainly for the people in the fall, but let's go out here to assignments.
Oh, I had a question about those too. I saw that they were worth a bunch of points. Is that just like, are they actually graded, or is that just
no? That's just because
Canvas
each
does?
point is worth 10. But you'll notice it's in an assignment group here that's 0. But Mike, I just need to order these. These are actually here. And then are not available. So let's just go ahead and double check this. And then let's go ahead to assignments. Let's do the. Can everyone else kind of click on them and make sure that they're able to go out to connect, that it automatically redirects you out to connect and you can do them? And that way I can tell them that it's okay. Sorry. Okay.
Mine says just page loading, but I've also been having issues with Connect in a couple of other classes.
All right. I'll reach out to Mike on that. Are other people able to get in, or is it throwing an error?
So just try to open one of the practice quizzes.
Do chapter 9 or chapter 10. Oh, Mike says, thanks everybody. So people must have sent him stuff.
Mine works. Oh, it says page loading.
Jimmy, does yours launch, or Regina?
Mine didn't launch to chapter 10. It just kicked me back out and shows me chapters 14, 7, and 8.
Mine's not launching. It might be a problem with McGraw-Hill.
Sorry, my computer logged me out of. Okay.
We don't need to do chapter 9 and 10, right?
You don't need to do it. But I need to respond to Mike, and then I need to make sure for the fall that they work. So
Mike just said that he can only see 7, 8, and 14, which are the same ones I can only see.
Okay,
So
I'll go see if I can fix that.
Yeah, I can see 7, 8, and 14 for the practice tests.
Okay. I'll call. Let me write this down. Let me call McGraw-Hill and yell at him. It's fine. Okay. Well, aren't you glad we could work on this together in class as opposed to just on your own? I will do probably some evening office hours so that people who are working, well, you guys, many of you are working during the day too, so I appreciate you being here. But if we need to do some in the evening so that others can be here, because I imagine they're going to get stuck on some of these parts, then that's great. And I will post this. This will be posted here up on Canvas, and well, this video is going to take a bit to compile, but I'll post it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.